Welcome to MIFFs. I'm Matt Huss.
And I'm Dan Rhodes. Whether you know about Theseus or you're revising your syllabus,
If you want tales with a bit of jest, or you just want to hear about incest.
What?
What? It's really interesting.
Welcome to MIFFs. Welcome to MIFFs.
Hello and welcome back to MIFFs Podcast. I'm Dan Rhodes.
And I'm also Dan Rhodes. Who the fuck are you?
I'm imposter Dan Rhodes. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, I've become your imposter to steal your life of luxury.
How do we know which one of us is the real Dan Rhodes?
Alright, should we ask each other questions?
The only Dan Rhodes would know.
The true Dan Rhodes.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it works if you ask each other these questions. But, okay, yeah, okay. I'll ask you the first question because I'm the real Dan Rhodes.
Okay.
Dan Rhodes, what is the flight speed of a peregrine falcon?
242 miles per hour.
Because I'm Dan Rhodes, I know that's true. I definitely...
Shit, maybe you are Dan Rhodes. I'll ask you a Dan Rhodes question.
Yeah.
Out of 10, what would I rate Matt Hoss's podcasting skills at?
2.
Fuck, you actually might be Dan Rhodes.
Because that 2 is... you would say a 1, but you feel pity for him.
Yeah, I think you... Who am I then?
I think you're Matt Hoss.
Ha!
Who are you?
Me, Matt Hoss. I hope it's me, Matt Hoss.
He doesn't sound like that. Okay, yeah. Shall I ask...
I went on a date the other day, but she left me.
Did you write
I'm right funny.
Did you write a country album about it?
Yeah, I did. It was right sad.
Oh, the cat's down there. Here's a fun fact for you. When Matt Hoss released the country album, because Matilda, or the person who will remain nameless, she didn't see the show or know the context of the country album, because the whole point of the country album is to link into the show.
Right, yeah.
And she was quite not happy when she found out about it. So. But I've got another. I'll ask a question for Matt Hoss, because I'm not sure if you are the real Matt Hoss. On a scale of 1 to 10, how many ladies per week do you fall in love with?
Per week?
Yeah.
So 7 days. 4.
That's incorrect. It's 7. But no, it's I actually think of Dan Rhodes, but I'm going to ask you another question just to verify your Dan Rhodesism.
Okay.
What is your mum's name?
Huh.
See, he's not Dan Rhodes! I lie. Yes, but I'm Matt Hoss, that's Dan Rhodes for sure. We
got you.
We got you. I don't think we got them.
No.
We didn't get it.
Matt, what are we doing this morning? How are you doing?
I'm good. But then again, I feel old, Dan.
Why?
But that was a good radio then, because I was trying to get you to ask me, but you're
Sorry, ask me again. You know I'm good at this.
I feel old, Dan.
Oh, why?
Your eyes still said no. Alright, but so I recently went to a music live gig.
Nice. Unusual for you.
I do. Well, to be honest, I do love music, but I don't go as much as I want to, because a lot of the bands I like don't really travel that much. Or it's just and also the bands aren't traveling as much. And I don't want to blame Brexit, but do you know the band I saw?
No.
Do you want to guess?
Yeah. Smashing Pumpkins.
Nope, but I would love to see them again.
Razorlight.
Nope, sorry, that's my first ever gig.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Coldplay.
Who do you think I am?
I don't know.
I made you a mixtape with Frank Zappa. I'm not going to give you Cold.
I panicked.
It was the Canadian punk band called Pup. Have you heard of them?
No, I haven't.
I actually played you some earlier, because Dan and I played the Taskmaster board game. We finally got around to playing it after his Christmas.
Is that like a version pseudo thing?
That was what I played a few songs by them. Yeah. So, but yeah, it was they're kind of a punk band, and I really like the music. But I don't know the work super well, but I knew pretty well, and I was really excited to go. It was the first time I got to go to a gig for a while, so I felt really good. Really, I had a night off, and it felt really good.
Did you go on your own again?
I did go by myself, and I think this is where some of the sadness came from. And it was a good gig, but when I was at the gig, I just felt like, I was in it.
I want to be enjoying this with someone.
Yeah, that was it. And I just had no one to share that feeling with. It's like when you go to, I think you mentioned before, when you travel. when you go with that person, you both know what that experience was like.
Yeah. When you're on your own, you're like, wow, that was an awesome experience, but I have no one to share that with, and it's never the same telling people.
No, and
or pictures or whatever.
Beforehand, I've been to mini gigs by myself, but that's the first time it not bothered me, but I just kind of like felt a bit, nah, you know what I mean? Like, I just...
You're too old to go on your own, sort of
Well,
thing.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
I started to feel a bit old, because I saw the two support acts were Fresh, who were amazing, and also Slutface, which are a Norwegian band who we've shared listening to before. They're both amazing, and they were great. But also, I was at the front in the mosh pits, right? And it was a really awesome venue, but I just kind of like it got to the point where Pup came on, and the whole gig was punk. It was like going massive. It was going crazy. Before the Pup came on, there's a very drunk big guy. When I say big, I don't mean tall. He was oh, Pop, come on! And it's like, oh really? And he's been obnoxious, like knocking people, and he said, I really want to crowd surf. And I was like, I don't think you're gonna get crowd surf, buddy. Yeah, you might need quite a few people to get you going. But he's like being obnoxiously drunk, if you know what I mean. But I kind of didn't. I went to the front and started like moshing. It was all good, but I can tell I was older because, firstly, people pushed me in the back. I was like, "Oh, my back's starting to hurt," and I stood in the metal like kind of grid at the front, and I was like, "Oh, this is really going to do not going to do wonders for my feet. They're going to be a bit sore in the morning, stuff like that." I was like, "I'm old now, Dan. I'm not the youthful man I thought I was," and I started to feel it a bit more, and like my neck hurt afterwards, and I was by myself. I drank 0 alcohol lager, and during one of the songs, I looked across to the 60-year-old man who stared at me pitifully, and I was like,
He thinks someone of you, yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, it was fun, but...
Where was the gig?
Where?
Yeah.
There's a place called Riverside in Newcastle, which is a nightclub, but it turned into a really awesome punk venue as well.
Nice.
Really cool. You haven't been to any gigs?
No, I was going to any gigs I've been to.
Two,
yeah, that was correct.
It's on the real damn roads, I know.
Yeah, it's shit.
Mars, what was it, Mars? 30 Seconds to Mars.
Yeah.
Life on Mars, David Bowie song. And you also saw Muse.
I did. They were really good.
I would know, because... No, but like, they're the kind of big-ish bands, which like... No,
Stadium gigs, yeah.
Massive fans. But, yeah, they're alright. Yeah, I kind of... but yeah, with these gigs, they're really nice and personal, and it was really awesome. The best part of the gig, I wore a Jeff Rosenstock t-shirt, and all the other people were like 19 years old, and I was just like, and everyone was crowd surfing. That big guy at the end, he did crowd surf, but he was quite too heavy that he just fell on the floor, and that was like the best part of the gig. Yeah, it was good, but I just felt a bit. And also, I would get a t-shirt usually, but if the merch line was too long, I was like, I'm going to get home. Am I an old man, Dan? What do you think about me? Do you think I'm old?
I don't think so, yeah.
26 now, you know what I mean? Like, we're both 26.
We're both 26, yeah.
Are you feeling old?
Yeah, I mean, I literally just yawned as you said that.
Well, you do every time I ask you any question.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking. That every time I do a
it's the
podcast.
wrong side of 25, isn't it?
But again, I feel like if...
They say 27 is the worst age, so we've got a year
Really?
to go, yeah.
So
Apparently that's the age when you... yeah, because everyone kills themselves at age 27.
Well, a lot of artists do.
And they do 27 club.
And as an artist, I'm considering...
But I was reading once, actually, it's not actually that more artists kill themselves at age 27, it's just that we've attached gravitas to people that do, because we're like, oh, 27 club.
But there's got to be... It's kind of like a cyclical
But they
thing.
also reckon it's a midlife crisis thing, because you realise how close you are to 30 and you haven't achieved your goals or whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah, but I do that. That's a daily occurrence for me. That's how I get out of bed in the morning. You hate yourself, you're not as funny as you think you are, do a podcast. There we go. But I don't know, I think it's... But anyway, I do feel old, but do you think I should go to gigs by myself anymore? What's your remedy?
I think you should go with people. I think you should experience things with people. Life's too short to experience things, but then life's too short to not experience anything at all.
Yeah, and I would go, but I just don't think no one really shares the same interests as me.
Like, I travel on my own, so I can't really talk.
But I don't mind
Although I am making a conscious effort to travel with people now.
Yeah.
For the same reason we expressed earlier.
So, when am I going to get invited to a trip?
You can come with me this summer, you said. You want to come?
I do want
Being
to.
vegan will be difficult in Central Asia.
I'll bring some almond butter and some rice cakes.
Eat some grass, it's fun.
Yeah, that's all we eat. Yeah. Grass and pussy. I hate my... I don't know what... There's a small part of my brain that's just like a lordy like lad, and he always says that. Like, anyway, before we crack on, we just wanted to talk about some correspondence.
Some correspondence.
Yeah, because we had
in this week's episode of emails.
I think I deleted the email account. No, that's annoying. Damn, just make up what people said about us as I find out.
I'll quickly, I'll riff some stuff.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
this is an email.
Shall I tell them stuff about Jordan?
No.
Like, facts that I learned.
You did that last week.
No, but like boring facts that people won't care about.
Yeah, that's exactly what the people want. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, sure. Knock yourself out.
Jordan, population 9.5 million. Capital city, Amman. Population 4.5 million. That's a huge percentage, is it not, Matt, of the overall population. Amman is one of the oldest inhabited cities in the world. The Romans were there for a long time. Before them, there were the Nabateans, the same civilization that had Petra as its capital. Although Petra actually is a name given to it by Alexander the Great. Its actual name to the people, the Nabateans themselves, they called it Raqi. R-A-Q-U-I, Raqi. Pretty interesting, huh?
Why did he call it that?
Petra means people, like Petra is an ancient Greek word that means like water from the earth, because Petra obviously is a capital city in the desert, in one of the driest deserts in the world, the Wadi Rum. So they had an incredible like irrigation system of getting water flowing through the mountains, so they could drink it down in the city.
Okay,
Alexander the Great arrived there when he tried to conquer it and was like, "Holy shit, these guys are good at getting water from the earth. I'm going to call it Petra."
Okay. To be honest, I wasn't listening to much of that. But did you feel better for it getting out of your system?
Well, I thought they wanted to know.
It was good, thank you.
I have all these things in my head I want to talk about.
Anyway, we got a couple of tweets from people. Someone kindly shared. Ritterton on Twitter shared, "Listen to this podcast as I make communion bread in the morning. These guys are hilarious. P.S. Your brother shouldn't provide too much family info. Mazes and such at Miss Podcast." Winky face. He was listening to episode 35 and the Achilles Iliad around those.
Communion bread for like church and stuff.
Yeah. So I don't think they'll enjoy the Christmas episode.
I was going to say, they're not going to... Sorry.
Yeah, but hopefully we made your community more interesting.
What's his name?
Ritterton. And also this spurred off a whole Twitter chain, and Achilles, a Twitter account called Achilles, said he will call in and give his 2 cents. So those... Yes, you're welcome to do so. We'll get you on the line,
Mr. Achilles.
I'm not sure what we're talking about, but your Twitter account is
also damn. I could do with the money for 2 cents.
I mean, do donate to our Patreon. Very, very broke. So yeah, thank you for that. You can get in touch with us at MIFF Podcast on Twitter if you want to start a conversation. We're trying to put more content on there, so yeah, do contact us on there. But we also do you remember the email we got from a kind listener a long time ago for Greek myths? We talked about Arion the dolphin. Do you remember Arion the dolphin?
Yes, vaguely, yeah.
And we had a correspondence from a certain person. Do you remember?
No, I can't remember what they did.
So just to let you know,
it was like a year ago.
Yes, it was about a year ago. We had an email from a person called Beth, and Beth said she loved the podcast.
She's from Kansas.
From Kansas.
I remember now.
Yeah.
She said she was really nice.
Yeah, she said really nice things, and she suggested to do Arion the dolphin, and
which we did.
We did, but we didn't hear anything back from her. We're not offended by that. It's fine. You're living your life. This is just a podcast.
Busy place, Kansas.
Yeah, but what's the fact about Kansas?
It's a state in America.
I caught you off guard there. All right, so we
Kansas City is actually split between Kansas and Missouri. There's an interesting fact for you.
Really? Anyway, so last time we had correspondence was literally last year. So we got this email. We got this email from Beth saying, "Hello again, Matt and Dan."
That's me and you.
Who are you again? Ripples top.
Nice.
I sincerely apologise for the huge lapse in communication. I quit my job shortly after emailing you and ended up taking a very long break from listening to any podcasts.
You think that's all you'd have time to do when you quit your job?
That's pretty funny. I'm not sure if that's okay, but obviously, Beth, obviously, transition's always hard, isn't it? And whenever you go, did you find it hard when you went from like traveling back to like what normal life in London?
Yeah,
it's hard.
It is hard. Yeah. It is hard. Yeah.
And but it's a big change. So I understand why people might not listen to the podcast and that. However, she goes on to say, However, I recently was finally able to start listening again and just finished the episode where you read my email and did my suggested MIFF, which you spelled the correct way, MIFF.
People are learning that.
Yes, integrating it.
I say that about it. Most people are spelling like that, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. Yeah, but I think it's nice when people do it.
Because it sounds like the word myth. But we're like, myth.
I genuinely thought you were going to say the word muff then. It's like you've missed the whole point of our podcast. And also, every old white man who comes up to us and goes, "Oh, it's called MIFs. Are you sure it's not MILFs?"
And you're like, obviously not.
Yeah, even though we did joke about it in the first
episode.
So we understand it. Thank you so much. I enjoyed every bit of it. I was literally laughing out loud as you guys read and responded to my email. You guys cracked me up. Like I said, I would honestly listen to you guys talk about anything.
Which is a good, because that's pretty much the whole start of every episode.
Yeah, and I would say you're an outlier.
Yeah. What topics haven't we covered?
Oh, I think I've talked about everything.
Yeah.
Have I? What things haven't I not talked about?
There is literally nothing we haven't talked about.
I am a pretty private guy.
Yeah.
There
isn't anything Matt wouldn't share.
Yeah, and I've had people and girls who I've dated before have listened to the podcast and go, "Wow, I didn't know you would share that about yourself." And yeah, I'm shocked that they second guess me. But I managed to get from episode 26 to 48 just in the last week, so hopefully I'll be caught up in no time. That's a lot, isn't it?
Bloody hell. Calm down, Beth.
No, I can calm up.
Get a job.
She has a job.
Oh, she has a job now, sorry.
And she's, hopefully she's really happy and doing a great thing. Hope you're enjoying your new job, Beth. And she says, keep up the good work, guys. And she says, postscript, saying, also, you guys should visit Kansas sometimes, and we can get a drink. It's also possible I may be eventually in England, as my dad lives there.
I live there too.
You're her dad.
Am I Beth's dad?
What a way to find out through email.
What a weird way to find out.
And
I would like to visit Kansas. That's a state I haven't been to.
Yes, we should. I think we're not famous enough for us to get away with going over there and seeing Beth. Should we go and do a podcast there?
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know if I can get into America because I had some problems with my visa.
Really, actually?
That's for a different time.
No, tell me. Come on.
I think I've told the story before.
Go on. What have you done?
Because I left.
Did you put a book
and I
with
didn't
it?
tell them I'd left, and then they thought I hadn't left, and they thought I'd overstayed my visa, but I had. But actually left, so I had honoured the visa.
So are you a fugitive?
No, I think I'll be fine. I'll find out when I next apply for a visa. Either way, I'll get one. It just might mean I have to go to the embassy and explain to them what happened.
Oh, okay. I thought you... To be honest, I thought it was going to be more interesting, like, you smuggled marijuana out your butt.
Well, I had some problems at the border in Canada. The guy didn't believe me that I was just there to travel. He thought I was trying to work in America. Mm-hmm. So he gave me, like, a really limited visa.
Oh, that's alright.
And, like, normally you'd come in on an Esther, but he gave me a really limited one because he didn't trust me. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
But that doesn't matter. We're going to see Beth. It'll be fine. We'll get drunk. We'll stay here for 5 months. And we'll work on Beth's, I imagine, farm.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to assume, but I imagine something.
We've watched Kansas.
Yeah, we know what Kansas has.
And also, Kansas City is not in Kansas.
Well, it is, half and half. Mostly is in Missouri, I think.
Well, yeah, live watch shows are, so...
Because there are people that live in Kansas but work in the Missouri side and vice versa.
Oh. I try to be smart, Dan. I try to out-geography you. Oh, I'm Dan. I know Flight Center. Anyway, I replied to that email. I did say from both of us, but I did finish off my email saying the Miss Boys, Matt Hoss and brackets Dan Rhodes, but mostly Matt Hoss. But yeah, do get in touch. If you want to email us about anything, we would love to hear your correspondence.
I really do like that email. Thanks, Beth.
Yeah, thank you. And if you want to... it'd be good if people listen to what their favourite episodes are, what they want to hear from us in the future. If there's stuff you don't want me to talk about more in the future, I will ignore it, but I'll continue.
Imagine listening to this
and wanting to know more
as frequently as she did in a week, and still thinking, yeah, these guys are good.
Not even our parents do that. Hello, Chris. But yeah, it'd be great to... we want to hear more from you, so do not hesitate to get in touch. Also, if you want to be a bit more casual, because I know emails can be a bit daunting at times, just join the Misfits fan club. It's basically a nice...
Or start a conversation on Twitter, like that other guy did. Rittaton.
Achilles. The Achilles.
Sounds like something from Greek myths, actually, isn't it? Rittaton.
Alright, should we go into the myth?
Let's go.
Dan, what do you think of the new Norse myth?
I like the myth. What's the myth one?
So the jingle, sorry.
Oh, the jingle, yeah, really good. I like the bit when you go Norse.
Yeah, I'm actually listening.
No, I haven't listened to it, have I?
Nope.
Ask me again next week.
Yeah. So we are going to be looking at a brand new myth, and this is technically it's a 3-parter, but we're going to just do it singly. So we would recommend you listen sequentially in the next 3 weeks, but you don't need to. But it kind of adds some background. There's quite a lot of... What we struggle with these myths is that there's a lot of really short ones, aren't there?
Really good, but they're so short, yeah. They last like 5 minutes, 10 minutes max.
So we might try and do a couple of anthology ones, chronicle ones.
Chronicles, yeah.
Because we have stuff I really want to talk about, but can't dedicate a whole episode to it right now. But we're going to be talking about the Aesir-Vanir War today. And Dan, we talked about Aesir and Vanir before. What's the difference?
Aesir are the guys that live in... The gods that live in... They're both gods.
Asgard.
Aesir are the gods that live in Asgard. The Vanir are the gods that live in Vanaheim.
Yeah.
Famous Vanaheim. Most of it, there's gods we know of, take place in Asgard. Your Odins, your Thors, those kind of people. But there are a few Vanir who are kind of like... I guess they're like foreigners, aren't they, that have settled in Asgard. And they are Loki, he's a Vanaheim.
Yeah.
And Freya and...
Frey,
the twins. They're Vanaheim.
Yeah, and... so they're kind of two different vibes to it. We can't talk about those vibes right now, and but before,
different races of gods.
And no wonder why the Afghans are trying to build a wall.
Exactly.
But they, with Aesir and Vanir, they didn't always get on. But in the modern days, not modern days, but they are always shown to be working together and having a tribe and a council together. But before that, they were at war, Dan.
Yeah, they hated each other.
Yeah, should we just get straight into it?
Let's go.
If you were a Norse god, would you be Aesir or Vanir?
I don't think I'd be Vanir because I'm kind of mysterious and like foreign.
Are you foreign?
Not at all.
Well, technically,
but I am if I go somewhere else.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. What, do you reckon I'd be Asgardian? I think.
Yeah, you'd be Asgardian. I think you'd be like the goat that looks after the world tree.
Oh yeah, who is that? How about Jurafor as well? Jurafor!
Good times.
Again, I wish people would listen to this in order. Anyway, so here we go. In Norse mythology, gods and goddesses usually belong to two tribes, the Aesir and Vanir. Throughout most of the Norse tales, deities from the two tribes get along fairly easily, and it's hard to pin down firm distinctions between the two groups. But there was a time that wasn't the case. Wow, that was a waste of time, wasn't it?
Yeah, basically you said everything we just said. Why do we even bother putting these in?
We should just write our own myths.
Yeah.
Hey, if you have a book deal and want to get in touch with us,
thank you.
Some sweet, sweet wedge right there. The War of the Gods. The Vanir goddess, Freya.
I think it's Vanir.
The
Vanir is like...
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
The Vanir. Is that it?
The Vanir.
The Vanir. The Vanir. Yeah,
Vanir is like a different thing.
Yeah, sorry. The Vanir. What is it again?
Vanir.
Vanir. The Vanir goddess, Freya, was always the foremost practitioner of the art of Aesir, which is the most terribly powerful kind of magic. So, just as a brief kind of synopsis on Aesir, I believe it's Aesir is a form of kind of like shamanist magic. Discerning the course of fate and working within the structure to bring about change, which was done by symbolically weaving new events into being. Basically, kind of like world-changing stuff, but magic. That's essentially what it is.
Prophecies, blessings, and curses.
Nice.
So,
yeah,
oracle kind of shit.
Yeah, but also I think they manipulate the world a bit more, and that says a lot about Freya as well.
Does,
Like historical Aesir practitioners, she wandered from town to town, plying her craft for hire. So she was like a magician for hire. It's like, sorry, I need the weeds doing around the house. There you go. It's 50 quid, please. Nice. How much would you pay for it? Like, what would you if you were back home and you had a magician for hire? What would you get him to do around your house? Can you touch up the bathroom wall?
Yeah, definitely. Get him to do home repairs. Hey, I haven't got time to tidy this up. Can you tidy everything up, please? Thank you very much.
It might be a bit disrespectful to ask a god to tidy up your crumbs, if you know what I mean. But
asking them to do the bathroom's absolutely fine.
Yeah, it's alright, yeah. It's a noble trade.
Under the name Hyder, meaning bright, she eventually came to Asgard, the home of the Aesir. The Aesir were quite taken back by her powers and zealously sought her services. But soon they realised that their values of honour, kin, loyalty and obedience to the law were being pushed aside by the selfish desires they sought to fulfil in the witch's magic.
Okay, so what's happened there is that they've done what we've done in 2 seconds. We're like, do our kitchen wall, and they're like,
they made her do loads of stuff for them.
Yeah. However, we have seen the gods before. The Asgardian gods being kind of like not great, you know what I mean? Like we've seen them being not very noble on many occasions. But for example, in last week's episode, we talked about the gods deceiving the master builder as well. But what happened next?
Blaming Freya for their own shortcomings, the Aesir called her Golvig, meaning gold greed, and attempted to murder her. 3 times they tried to burn her, and 3 times she was reborn from the ashes.
Okay, so
legend.
Let's just deconstruct that. 3 times they tried to burn her, which sounds like they tried to set her hair on fire but missed.
No, they set her fully alive.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, and
they basically cremated her.
But imagine how awkward
3
it
times.
would be. Like, you set someone on fire, you're like, wow, that's pretty horrible. Just burnt a woman to death.
The next morning, you're like, what?
But she sounds chirpy though. She was like, hello, boys.
Missing something?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh,
God. Yeah, like
that'll keep her away. Oh, wait, it hasn't worked again.
But imagine after the 3rd time, like, oh, Jesus Christ. What kind of... I kind of like...
Pretty powerful, then.
I kind of like the idea that she was, like, kind of passive-aggressive about it. It's like, oh, we're going to... Oh, what happened to your toes? Oh, did you burn that as well? You know what I mean? Like, that was a quick joke. So what did this lead to, Dan?
Because of this, the Aesir and Vanir came to hate and fear one another, and these hostilities erupted into war. War of the gods.
What was the Yggdrasil?
Yggdrasil.
I realised after reading the book...
That's the tree that holds up the 9 realms.
We have those 3 Norns. Yeah. French Norn.
French Norn.
Norn and Glory.
Norn and Glory. Naughty bastard.
Naughty bastard.
Yes. The Aesir fought by the rules of plain combat with weapons and brute force, while the Vanir used the subtler means of magic. So they're already chatting shit about the Vanir. They're like, we played by the rules, but they were naughty and used their magic. And everyone knows that when gods fight, you can't use your powers. Shut up. The war went on for some time, with both sides gaining the upper hand by turns.
So it seems like the Aesir are more brawn and Vanir are more
cunning and magical.
Brainy, yeah.
Loki definitely exemplifies that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So it seems like they're both winning lots of battles and losing lots of battles respectively, but no one's really winning the war. Yeah. It's just kind of...
It's like they're equals in the grades.
Yeah, it's almost like they're both...
gods.
The gods. Eventually, the 2 tribes of divinities became wary of fighting and decided to call a truce. As was customary among the ancient Norse and other Germanic peoples, the 2 sides agreed to pay tribute to each other by sending hostages to live among the other tribe. Freya, Frey, and Njord.
Can you spell that? That's obviously not correct.
Njord.
Njord.
Of the Vanir.
It sounds like you're saying nerd. Nerd.
Freya, her brother Frey, and Njord of the Vanir went to the Aesir, and Honir, pronounced roughly, Hynir, and Mimir went to the Vanir. So that's a way of being like, look, to show that we're going to have respect for each other, we'll swap some people.
It's like wife swap.
So that you have to live with each other, so that you don't kill each other. It's like a
I did want to talk about Mimir, but we can do that another time, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We got time.
So, Freya, Frey, and Njord went up. Nerd. It sounds like yes, it sounds like an ambulance going past. Nerd.
Like an air horn.
Yeah. Nerd. I used to do that.
Are we being rude about the Scandinavian languages?
Well, we've done it before, and we didn't care about it when it was about Nottingham, did it?
No, that's true.
Nottingham.
That's true.
I did did a preview in Nottingham, which was sold out.
Nice.
By which I mean there was 15 chairs out.
Nailed it.
But we had to get more chairs out, so that's alright. It's good. Fun gig.
You know how to make your gig sold out, people? You just count how many people are in the room and then get as many chairs accordingly brought in.
No, you always put in 10 shares, and
remove one if necessary.
I did a gig in Newcastle doing the first preview of Hossa Nova, and it was fat people who weren't interested, but it was fun. Actually,
what happened next, Matt? After these hostages were swapped in good faith,
so and his children seem to have lived more or less in peace.
More or less.
Like, was set fire a couple of times, but it's fine. You know, they were more or less in peace in Asgard. Unfortunately, the same couldn't be said for Hunir or Mimir in Vanaheim. Do you remember who Mimir was?
No.
Okay then. Mimir was the person who made Odin sacrifice his eye for wisdom.
Of course, yes, of course.
He spoke with a soft Scottish
He lives by the well.
Yeah, he's really...
Yeah.
He's really wise.
He's really soft Scottish accent. I remember actually, Mimir. Yeah.
Hello, Mimir.
Hey, Odin, you're gonna have to take an eye out, man.
You fancy give me a kiss on the lips, sir? Hello. He's like, camp.
Yeah, was he like,
oh, hello. Like, you've seen my show, right?
I thought he was more like this kind of Scottish.
Oh, perhaps.
Mysterious and all-knowing. Omnipotent.
To the Scottish Highlands.
Yeah.
Go and grab yourself a blue. I'll stab you on the nipple. Yeah. So, sorry, I got very aggressive towards the end. Anyway, they didn't enjoy it that much in Vanaheim. The Vanir immediately immediately saw Hunir was seemingly able to deliver incomparably wise advice on any problem, but they failed to notice that this was only when he had Mimir in his company. What? Was that read correctly?
Yeah, that was read correctly.
So basically, Hunir comes and do good.
So Honir is becoming wise because he's next to him. He's in the presence of the wise Mimir.
But he's only when
they've mistakenly thought that Honir is the clever one.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So Honir was actually rather slow-witted, and he was a simpleton who was lost for words when Mimir wasn't available to counsel him. After Honir responded to the Vanir's entreaties with the unhelpful, let the others decide, one too many times, the Vanir thought that he had been... The Vanir thought that he had...
He had a stroke. Oh my god, think fast. Face, speech. Time.
I'm so tired. Alright. The Vanir, who were people from Vanaheim... the Vanir thought they had been cheated in the hostage exchange. I'm a professional.
Basically, he turns out to be really stupid. They're like, oh my god,
we've been cheated.
We gave them all our clever ones.
That's kind of like swapping out David. If we sent out David Attenborough and in response we got Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, exactly. Joey Essex arrived and you were like, is this a straight deal?
Yeah. They beheaded Mimir and sent the severed head back to Asgard, where the distraught Odin chanted magic poems over the head and embalmed it with herbs. Thus preserved, Mimir's head continued to give indispensable advice to Odin in times of need. So
it's like Futurama when they put their heads in the jar.
Yes, but actually, accidentally, I don't know how this happened, but that was the story I wanted to tell about Mimir's head, because he had his head cut off, and so for the rest of the time he just gives Odin advice from the head. Yeah, he goes, oh, hello.
Hello.
Oh, my neck's a bit sore. Oh, that's because I don't have a body. Oh, but I still got supple.
I went to the party, but I had no body to go with.
Oh, yes.
Because I don't have a body.
What else would he say? Touch my nipples. Touch my stump.
Oh, I got drunk the other day and I got absolutely legless.
I'm very lonely. Thus preserved, Mimir's head continued to give indispensable advice to Odin in times of need. So he was kind of Odin's like kind of pet, wise person. But they both drank from the same well, so they're quite wise. Yeah. The two tribes, however, were still warily fighting a war that was so evenly matched, however. Rather than renewing the hostilities over this tragic misunderstanding, each of the Aesir-Vanir came together and spat into a cauldron. From their saliva, they created Kvasir. I know this. I know it.
Kvasir.
Kvasir, the wisest of all beings, as a pledging of sustained harmony. So they created a person that's genetically made a person who was half Vanir and half Aesir, and that's kind of a truth. And it became this wisest, poetic being in the world. And Cavasir were really like kind of a truce point as well, and they became happily ever after.
Can I just sum this up very quickly, just to make sure I was getting this correct, because I'm quite tired.
Yeah.
2 tribes of gods are super evenly matched in magic and strength. They have a fight for years and years and years. They decide to call a truce and send each other hostages as a sign of respect.
Yeah.
Then after that, they continue fighting, and they're still so evenly matched. So they decide to spit in a cauldron, make a person,
Yeah.
and then they're fine.
Basically, what they've done
Nice.
is they're the equivalent of, we can't make this marriage work, let's have a baby.
Let's have a baby. Yeah. Basically, this is exactly what they've done. Yeah. Spit in a cauldron.
Yeah, so next time you see a baby, spin a cauldron. But we'll see more what happens with Kivsi in the future, because it's very interesting. But for now, we're going to rank it in the next section.
Right. How do we rank this, Matt?
In 10 categories, out of 4.
Nice. Life skills, morals, creativity, and WTF. Let's get to life skills. Sorry, Matt. Out of 10, what did we learn from life skills? Practical things we learnt.
We learned how to wage war.
We learned how to wage war.
Big one.
Big one.
But they didn't actually war that hard. But we learned magic.
We learned some pretty cool magic.
Some nice skills.
Yeah. We learned how to take hostages.
Yep.
We learned how to be wise. We learned how to make a human being from a cauldron. And not just any human being, the widest of all beings.
Widest of all beings. Yes. We learned, just kind of peace. Learn how to be happy. We learned how to save someone's head.
How to save someone's head. Yeah.
Oh, I know what they could say.
How to not treat foreigners, because
for sure.
Freya
gold
was not Freya wasn't well treated.
Don't victimise that person when they say, actually, don't like this. Whoa, gold high, if you know what I mean. So we
Life skills basically is war and magic.
Hostages,
Yeah.
and saving people's health. I think it's probably 8 or something like that.
I think it's an 8.
Yeah.
Hostages, nice.
Okay,
Morals.
Hostage thing.
Don't do war.
Don't do war. Don't take hostages.
Don't take hostages.
Treat people with respect.
Treat people with respect. Yeah, treat foreigners with respect. Don't just cut off people's heads. Come on.
Come on, guys, be honest.
It's not crazy high.
I can't think of any more, to be honest. We both tired. Alright, I'm going to say 4.
Yeah, I think it's 4. Slightly below par.
Do you want any less? Is it less?
Oh, it's good ones, like treat people well.
Yeah. Actually, that's 5. 5.
I think it's below average still, though, so I think it's 4. Creativity. Well, there's a long waging war here. It's quite creative. There's lots of characters in this one.
Yeah, I think a lot of characters, we get to see 2 different tribes, which you don't really see anywhere else. We get to see a person being made in front of them.
Yeah.
We get to see people who have not really heard of before, like nerd.
Backstories. We've got backstories for people, which is pretty cool. Nerd. Freya. Nerd.
It's like he's got to step on something. Nerd.
We've got backstories. We've got Honir, he's an idiot. We've got Mimir, who we know from Odin. We've got Freya's backstory about how she was like a transient witch.
Yeah, I also like the fact that they have different strengths and stuff like that, but also how they all have different experiences whilst going to different places. You know what I mean?
And how they became friends. That's creative. That's nice.
7.
Boom. I'm in.
Apparently WTF. Cutting someone's head off for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
For the fact that it survived is kind of weird. Calling her names is quite bad. War in general, I'm going to say negative, but it's not gory, too gory. Mimir's head is pretty gory.
Yeah, it's pretty gory.
Nothing ultra weird though, right? Maybe a 4.
Yeah, it wasn't that WTF. It's pretty much just war and magic.
War and magic. But it's pretty surreal.
Maybe a 5. Maybe it's quite down the middle.
5 is down the middle.
Oomph.
That's fast ranking. 8 plus 4 plus 7 plus 5 equals... 12
plus 24.
I hate when you do that.
I know, that's why I do it. Do you remember that time I wrote really small on the paper and you got unbelievably mad?
It really stresses me out. It's on my toes curl when I do it. Alright. That was lovely. Dan, how are you?
Thanks for having me, Matt.
You always say that. But you are a co-host on this. Actually, why don't you round this off?
Alright, thanks. Finally, jeez.
You should take
90 something episodes.
Well, yeah, I often take the lead because you don't.
Guys.
Be the alpha male.
Thanks for listening, as always. If you would like to be like Beth and get in contact, please email us at misspodcast@gmail.com.
Should I be... Because... Hold on.
You couldn't let me do it for more than 10 seconds.
You could. You did it. It was really good so far. Really good. But because I'm new at this episode, and you me. How about I do your part? And
okay, yeah, let's do. Okay,
I'll be you. Woo!
Nice. You are down roads, aren't you? Or you can join our Misfits page on Facebook, join the discussions, or find us on Twitter at MissPodcast. Dan, anything to say about Twitter?
No, I don't check it. Oh no. I'm not very helpful with the social media. I guess I'll do the league tables eventually.
Quite accurate. I'm trying to beat you. Quite accurate.
Even headbutt that I do as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Why don't you say something confessional as well?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely like me, don't I? Guys, I'm making this up, by the way. I've got a gig. No one's probably going to come to it. So if you are around in a small town in the middle of nowhere where the gig is taking place, please come to it. It's on my website,
which is
matthosscomedy.com.
Yep.
You'll find details to all of the gigs I'm doing. I'm really, really average, actually, pretty good.
Yes, I agree with that, and I will support you because I'm a good friend.
But no, thanks for listening, guys. Big love.
Big love. As a robot, I don't really care either way about you, and to be honest, I only really tune up for the recordings.
Nice.
Is that too harsh?
No, I think it's fair because you're doing a very good impression of me.
Yeah. I am Dan Rhodes. Cool.
I normally round it off by either yawning or saying something weird. So. Yeah,
no, come on.
Myths. 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 Myths.
But also, if pretend I'm a Mimir, ask me how my head is.
Mimir, how's your head?
Oh, I'm not had any complaints. Ooh. Oh, sex. It's not a bad joke.
I didn't even get it, to be honest.
It's how's your head?
And you mean like, did you?
As in, how are you good at giving head?
Okay, yeah.
It's a joke on RuPaul's Drag Race, and to be honest, you didn't appreciate it. I feel we've got to break this up. Can we? Actually, you know what? Let's have a baby and save us.
Okay, fine. Here's my cauldron.